Hey, this is Jeanine from the Sewing Studio in Maitland, Florida. I am here today to show you how to make my crossbody bag in only 3 steps. Let's get started. All right, so step 1 is to cut out all your pieces. I wanted to show you a few of the pieces I've got here. I've got a faux leather that's embroidered. I couldn't believe how easy it was to embroider the faux leather. It's really a vinyl. And then we've got some clear vinyls that are great if you're going to a show and you need to, they want you to have a clear bag. Selvages, of course. Cork is so nice and easy to sew through, so we have a huge selection of cork. And then finally, some decorator fabric. You could also use quilting cottons, but you'd want to back it some way, either with another piece of quilting cotton fused together or quilted together in some way. So I just wanted to show you some of the samples of cork and vinyl we have. It's amazing, the selection. So the sky is the limit in this regard. So lots of textures, lots of colors. We've got lots of plain ones too, if that's what you want to do. So let's talk about how we are going to cut the pieces. And by the way, I'm going to follow a handout here that I have created. Oops, there we go. The handout has all the steps, everything written down. So step 1 is cutting our pieces. I've got this beautiful piece of cork and I measured it 17 by 7. And this particular piece, I wanted to be sure that it wasn't off center. So I found a line and I measured 3.5 inches on either side of that line. So that's 7 by 17. I use a 9-inch zipper, and you're going to understand why in a few minutes. And then finally, I've got some really cool cording here, and I decided to go with the dark blue to go with my dark blue zipper, but I think the light blue would also work pretty well with that. So it's a sort of a stiff trim, but it's going to work very well for a strap. Optionally, you could get some wash away fusible tape, and we're going to show you what that looks like. I love my Wonder Clips. Wonder Clips are very handy if you are sewing with cork or vinyl because you don't want to use pins. Finally, a pocket, but we're going to talk about a pocket at the end. Step 2, we're going to install the zipper. All right, so I'm going to open the zipper because it's easier to work without that head being in the way. I have a couple different ways to make sure the zipper doesn't move on me. We can either use Wonder Clips, but for this go around, well, actually I am going to use Wonder Clips here. I like to put this little zipper stop about 1/2 inch from the top edge, which is really a side. I don't know if you know this, but these Wonder Clips have a flat edge and a curved edge, and we're going to put the flat edge toward the bottom, which is going to be the machine. And that's not looking very straight, so I'm just going to straighten it up a little bit. There we go. All right, so here we go. Now we're going to sew. We're going to sew the zipper down, and then we're going to flip it over and top stitch it. So here we go. I'm going to crank up my stitch length just a little bit, maybe a 3.0. And the reason is because when I'm working on vinyl and cork, I don't want to have too many stitches that will put holes in my cork or vinyl. So I'm just trying to keep a nice straight stitch as I go along here. And you don't even need to back stitch or anything else. Cut my thread. And now we're going to take this off the machine, and I'm going to flip the zipper to the back so I can top stitch this down. And the most important thing here, let's get the thread. The most important thing is to make sure we keep a nice straight line and your zipper stays straight as well. So I'm kind of eyeballing this. Maybe the edge of my cork is going to be in the center of this foot, but you may find a different place on your machine to get that to line up the cork with your foot. Most important thing is just to have a nice straight line. Now you begin to see why it's good to have a 9-inch zipper for a 7-inch bag, because I have 2 inches here to play with that the head can sit over there. Cut my thread. I'm going to bring it back down to the table. And now I like to close my zipper. Well, actually open it halfway. And I'm going to bring the bottom up to the top, and I'm going to line up my sides. And that would be a good place for a wonder clip there. And I think at this point, I'm going to install some of the fusible tape because I want you to see how it works. Let me take that off. We're going to put some fusible tape down, and this is Wonder wash away tape. And the reason I like it is because a lot of tapes out there you're not supposed to sew through, but this one you can. And if you were to ever wash this bag, which it's Cork, so I'm not sure if you need to, but anyway, if you were to ever wash it, this fusible tape would go away. But we're just using it to place our the zipper. That's the word I was looking for. So again, I'm lining up that edge and I'm lining up this top edge. Go ahead and close my zipper just to lay everything down nice and flat. And it's really just pressure sensitive. It's not heat sensitive. So as long as I press it down really well, that's all it's needed. And again, I'm going to open this up to make life easier, to make it easier to sew. And now again, right sides together, foot down, off we go. Cut my thread. One more time, we're going to sew the zipper down. And again, the same thing as we did before. We're going to flip the zipper to the back, and we're going to top stitch this down so it looks nice on the front and it keeps the zipper out of the way of the inside. So again, I'm going to top stitch using looks like a 3.0 stitch length. Cut my thread, and the zipper is installed. That is step 2, and it is done. Step 3, insert the straps and sew up the sides. All right, here we go. So you now have what I like to call a bracelet. It should be in the round. If it's not, we gotta look and see what happened there. But the best part about this bag is the zipper is not at the top of the bag, because I don't know about you, but I always have a few problems trying to get that to look good. So what I've done is I've brought my zipper down somewhere about 1 inch down. As long as it's the same across, it doesn't matter if it's not exactly 1 inch across. This is my strap, and if you've ever made a bag, you know the majority of the strap has got to be on the inside, the right side of the bag. And we're going to just have a little bit of strap hanging out, just so I know it's there. If you push it all the way in, you may lose track of it. So I've got that, and I'm going to use a nice big, these are the medium-sized Wonder clips, and I'm going to use that to hold everything together. Whoops, push that up. All right, and then we're going to, again, open the zipper a little bit so my sewing machine foot doesn't hit that head. And maybe we'll put in one more Wonder clip. And all of that needs to get stuffed inside. And we're not going to worry about it. It's going to come out the other end, but we're not going to worry about that right now. So here we go. And it's okay to box, if you want to box these corners, if you like them a little boxier at the end, you can certainly do that. I'm just going to back stitch there. And I don't know, it's about a 1/2 inch seam allowance. It really doesn't matter. You just decide and go with it. At this point, I'm going to back stitch a couple times on the zipper, and then I'm going to back stitch a couple times on the strap because I don't want that strap to fall out. Cut my thread back to the table, and all of this goes inside. And where's my end? There's the end. And again, with the end is going to pop out the top just a little bit so I can keep an eye on it. Use a Wonder clip to hold that down, and maybe one more Wonder clip here on the side, and I'm off and running. As soon as I get to my machine, I can safely take that Wonder clip off, and we're going to go again with the back stitch over the strap to make sure it doesn't fall out. And then we're also going to back stitch the zipper because I don't want my zipper head to fall off the end. And off we go. We're going to finish up that last side. cut my thread. And all we have to do now is turn it, flip it right side out. I brought my office scissors from home, and I'm just gonna cut off the extra pieces here. I guess you don't have to, but it's gonna clean up the inside of that bag a little bit better. Cut that, I guess I need new office scissors. This is a plastic zipper, so you don't have to worry about your sewing machine running over that. And I'm gonna go ahead and open up that zipper just to make it easier to flip this bag right side out. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. And it's cork, so it's a little stiff, but you can do it. And it just takes a little bit of pushing. Get my thumb in there, that corner, nice and tight. Again, if you wanted to box your corners, you would do that before you flipped it right side out. It's definitely something that if you like flat bottom bags, that would be something you'd want to do. And then we're going to turn this around, flip those corners out. And this is nice because I can use the strap to help me pop those corners out nice and point. Close it up. Here's my beautiful bag made out of cork. Bonus step, if you would like to add an interior pocket to your bag, here's what you're going to do. You are going to cut some interior pocket fabric 12 by 7 and then fold it in half right side out. Press the fold and then stitch the fold. I find that stitching the top of that pocket gives me a lot more stability. Now this is going to go on the back of your bag. If you want to sew the bottom pocket so things don't fall out of the pocket, this is when you would do it. However, I find with most of my bags, I don't sew that bottom, and if little tiny things show up on one side or the other of the pocket, it doesn't matter to me. But if it does matter to you, then you're going to sew across this way and then flip it up and then sew your sides. It's as simple as that. So, and you can even add a patch pocket to the front pocket, to that pocket if you'd like to. I hope you enjoyed my little demo for the 3-step crossbody bag. Don't forget to download the instructions, 2 pages of instructions. They'll in the link down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Take care. Bye-bye.